Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do try a chapter tag today. I'm doing this as the TBR clear out that's put on by Katie at Books and Things, but I'm doing the try a chapter on the oldest books on my TBR. I have 8 books that I've really left on my list that I made back in December. I'll have that video linked below. Have it down below. These are 4 of the books that I want to try a chapter of and then see if I want to actually read them at some point and keep them on my shelves, or if I'm just going to abandon them. Now, I've given up the thing that I have to read them all this year. It just isn't going well because the first 3 I DNF'd. So we're just trying to get these ones just to decide if I'm going to keep them and put them back on my shelf. And I'll probably still leave them where I'll see them, so I will read them sooner rather than later. But this is to try them. So the 4 that I'm going to do today are The Instance of the Finger Post by Ian Pierce. This is a mystery, I believe, in 1663. I don't know much about it beyond that. I have Blindness. Oh, so I got this in 2003 or 4. Paperback, I think. Blindness by Jose Saramago. This is, what am I trying to say? Translated from the Portuguese by Giovanni Pontiero. And I don't know a whole lot about this. I bought this when I was working at Walden Books back in the day, at around 2000, 2001, when this, I don't remember. It's really close to that time. I should have looked that up first, and I did not. It was something like that. I don't remember. It was like around, anyway, I bought it in that time period. Anyway, and so all I know is about this is this town that goes white blindness. And so everybody, it's an epidemic, and they don't know, I don't know what happens. So again, it's, I don't know. I have Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami. This is the book I'm probably most excited out of all of these to read. This is translated from the Japanese by Philip Gabriel. This is one has been on my shelf since 2005. I bought it in when I was in Australia, 2005 or 4. One of the two. I bought it there. I bought it for the kitty cat on the cover. So this follows 2 characters, I think, that are, one's a runaway and one's a tracker of lost cats. I don't know. So I've heard mixed reviews on this one, but I usually like his longer pieces compared to his shorter ones. So I'm really looking forward to that one to try. And then last one is Stephen King's From a View of 8. I actually don't remember a whole lot about this one. I don't know. So no idea, but it's, you know, it's Stephen King, and I bought this in Ireland in 2002, and I bought it because it was in paperback and it was all hardback in the States. So at the time. So anyway, that's the 4 I'm going to try. So I will come back and let you know how they go. Okay, so I've read the first chapter of An Instance of the Finger Post. So this is taking place in 1663, and I guess it is actually split up into 4 narratives. So the first narrative is a Venetian medical student, sort of. He goes to London to help his dad with some of his business that kind of went sour. And it's really not any, it's only the first chapter that talks about kind of his going through life, not knowing what to do. And he's nearly 30, I guess. So he's going to Oxford to hang out with some other to be with some like attached, he was at a medical school in another country, or you know, in I think in Belgium. I'm not positive. I need to look up the town name. I don't know where it is. But then he came to London, and then he's going to go to Oxford. So I think most of this takes place in Oxford, because it talks about Dawn getting murdered, and then a woman, a servant girl, confessing, but we're not sure she's really it. And I guess the 4 narratives are going to look at it all from 4 different perspectives of what happened. So I don't know. It actually is fairly readable. I was surprised by the first person, so I think every section is in first person, but it'll be a different perspective, and it's pretty chunky. So overall, this is definitely staying on my list. I am interested. I am intrigued enough I want to read this. So this one will probably stay. So that's a good thing. So next, I will try Blindness. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so it's a little bit later. I actually had to go grocery shopping And then I just got back. So I did read the first chapter of Blindness by Jose Saramago. I didn't like this. It's intriguing. Again, it starts with a man who is sitting at a stoplight in his car, and suddenly he can't see. Everything went white. That's all he sees is a white brightness, and he can't see anymore. And so he stops traffic. People help him first get out of the car, and then a man offers to take him home because he doesn't live that far away. And he's completely blind. So this guy helps him, and yet takes his car. Anyway, things happen, and then his wife comes home, and they go to the doctor. This is one of those ones where doesn't have any quotation marks for dialogue, and I hate that. I mean, I have read a lot of books that don't have them. I've gotten better about dealing with them, but this one has it where, like, people are talking, and it's dialogue, just long paragraphs. But, the people are talking back and forth, and you don't get lost, don't get me wrong. I just don't like it. Anyway, it is still an intriguing idea. I don't think I like it. So, unless you guys, really like it and think I should continue, let me know. But right now, that's probably not gonna make it. Anyway, so I'm gonna take another little break and play some Animal Crossing, and then I'll come back and read a chapter of Kafka on the Shore. Anyway, so I'm back. I had lunch, just kind of snacky stuff. I didn't really make anything, even though I just went to the grocery store. And I played Animal Crossing for about a couple hours. And so now it's later in the afternoon. Did I mention this was Saturday? Anyway, so I read the first 2 parts. So a chapter called The Boy Called Crow, and then chapter 1. So it's like 11 pages. So I haven't read a whole lot of any of these, which is pretty good. I'm glad. But enough to know that this one I would like to continue. So it's already kind of interesting. It's first person as well, and it's following a boy. We don't know his name yet. And he is planning to run away, and we don't really know why, except that his family situation, it's just him and his dad now, and they don't see each other very much. Not a whole lot is happening. So, they don't interact with each other. So I don't know why he wants to run away at 15, but that's what he's going to do. And so that's kind of where the setup is, and that's all I got so far. I mean, I knew that was coming, but that's the beginning. Anyway, so yes, I would probably continue reading this one, and I hope to do that at some point. As I said, all these are like that. So now I will do the last one for today, and that is From a Buick 8 by Stephen King. And again, I said I have no idea. Something about some barracks and something's wrong. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna find out. I'll let you know. Okay, so I read the first 17 pages of From a Buick 8, and I really enjoyed this. I wasn't sure what, again, cats, I was getting into. It's talking about a teenager who's just about to graduate from high school, who the summer before, his father, who was a Pennsylvania state trooper, was killed in was hit by a drunk driver. Yes, Cooper. Anyway, so and so he's been hanging out with where his dad used to work, it's state trooper, I think it's B or D, something. They're like a certain station. So he's been hanging around the people that worked with his dad. So during his senior year, he just kind of retreated to that, and so we're following Ned, and I think it's going to be the summer before he goes to college, and he's working there. It was just setting that up to get him a job some point, I think, I think that was right before he goes out. But it's really interesting. It's not told from Ned so far. It's told from one of the superior, one of the troopers who is one of the superior, or one of the guys in charge, and he was a friend of the cop that had died. So I don't know, it's just, I was surprised. And then they're talking about this shed bee that has this Buick Roadmaster. And it's been there for like, I think 20 years. And some weird thing happened when this showed up 20 years ago. And then I think what's going to happen now is Ned's going to get drawn into whatever happens with this. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but this is the one actually the most intriguing of all of them that I tried. This is probably the one I'm going to pick up first. Again, it's Stephen King. It's readable. It's fast. It's about 400 pages. I think this is probably going to be the book I pick up soon. But anyway, so that's it. I have done my first 4. So of the books, the book I'm going to get rid of is Blindness by Jose Saramago. I just did not click with it, and it's a book that's been on my shelf for nearly 20 years, if not 20 years, and there's no reason to keep it if I'm just not feeling it. It just didn't do anything for me. Then third is An Instance of the Finger Post by Ian Pierce. This, again, I think I will read this at some point. I mean, it's a chunker. It's like 730 pages. So I will have to do that at some point. But I think it's mostly because I'm not sure about the 4 different perspectives, how that's going to go. And so I'm kind of not sure about that one. But I will keep this one. And then 2 is Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami. I don't think I gave this long enough to be drawn in enough again. It just started with the boy and running away. So, I think, as I said, I think I dived deep into this as long as it was still good. I'm definitely keeping this and definitely will read it probably pretty soon. But I think the one that I will probably pick up when I can read like a book that's new to me for more than just try a chapter is From a Buick 8 by Stephen King, a book that's been on my shelf since 2002. So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know this is kind of a weird angle, but this is me on the couch. I don't know if I can do this with the cats. You can see the cats are with me. So anyway, if any of these books you read, let me know if you liked them or not. I mean, you don't have to spoil anything for me, but you just tell me if you enjoyed them, and let me know. So, as I said, I'll do one more of these probably sometime next week that are all my classics, the 4 classics that are left on that I have not tried before, or not since I got them. Alright. Being one more try a chapter for this, and as I said, this is for the try a chapter for the oldest books on my TBR, but also the TBR clear out. I only knocked off one of these that is going to get rid of. The other 3 will still be on my TBR, but I'm hoping now that I've read a little bit of them, I will want to pick them up this year. I don't want to commit. I've kind of put that aside of saying I don't have to read those this year, even though I had said that in an earlier video, but I'm just like, I don't think I can. So we will see. Anyway, that's it. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.